You're watching This Week in MLS with my new cricket teammate, Susannah.
Yeah! Nailed it.
You live in that helmet life.
That's right. That's right. Safety first, bro.
I like it.
Safety first.
New show in Portland, right?
Yeah,
With Jake?
absolutely. We had so much fun on this
Yeah?
shoot in Portland. Jake was so cool. Shout out to the Portland Vikings Cricket Club. Thank you so much for your help.
How's your cricket
We had
game?
a blast. I'm started out a little slow, but I got better.
Okay.
I'm a quick
Did Jake
learner.
teach you? Was he a good
He did.
coach?
He was actually a really good coach. He
Okay.
definitely knew what he was doing. I was
Nice.
impressed. He had some fun.
Nice.
It was great.
And now we're in my hood.
I know.
San Jose.
We're here in San Jose for MLS All-Star Week. We're at the Digital HQ
Yes.
right now in
It's pretty
San
nice.
Pedro Market.
I'm feeling major
sweet.
newsroom vibes.
It is. It
Like
is. We've got like all the action happening behind us.
Young Willie McAvoy actually is kind of how I'd like to be referred
Look
to
at that
from now on.
newsroom reference.
Yeah, feeling good.
Oh my gosh! All right, well, Calen, let's get to the MLS action over the weekend,
was a
shall
good
we?
one.
All
That was a
right.
good one.
It was a good one, and there are two guys that are going to be joining us here in San Jose, and they proved exactly why they are all-stars, both Giovinco and Drogba, with hat tricks, giving their teams 3 points each. And Calen, these guys hasn't been the best season for either of them. I feel like they both needed this, but for you, which hat trick was more impressive?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Generally, when you're picking between hat tricks, that's a nice problem to have.
That's a good feat.
I would defer to the ball boy up in Montreal. He was pretty impressed by.
That
That
guy
was
was
ridiculous. Yeah.
His reaction
He was pretty
was
fired
amazing.
up.
That was great.
Drogba's was nice, but Giovinco's was the best.
Yeah.
I mean, he hits the first free kick
Those
over.
2 free kicks.
Then he picks the second one. You're just like, can he do it again?
Yeah.
You're almost expecting him to do it, and then he does it. There was a nice little. It was pretty funny. Beta Shore has his hands on his head afterwards. I know that feeling as a player when you're playing with somebody who's just special.
Right.
And even you are in awe of it. And then on the last one. They've had when Toronto's had problems, they've resorted to him just getting the ball and trying to figure it out one-on-one on the top of the box.
Yeah.
Their movement was much better. They brought Josie back into the lineup.
Yep.
On that last goal, he continues his run in the box and gets on the end of it. Look, the Eastern Conference right now, top 4 teams separated by 4 points.
Yeah,
They're
it's
6
tight.
back, and Toronto has the most favorable home lineup coming through the rest of the season. I think they're in a good spot.
Yeah, good to see Giovinco putting the ball in the back of the net. Finally! Well, for the second time this season, New York City is red after the Red Bulls take down NYCFC 4-1. You were tweeting up a storm during this one. You were very impressed with Sasha Kleshton in his game. And this one was contentious.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was
I don't know
spicy.
if we want to rewind the tape, but I got some comments last week saying I didn't know what I was talking about, giving the New York Red Bulls the edge in this one. And I also believe I said set pieces may make the difference. Zubar gets the goal on the set piece, but it was Sasha who led the show. I mean, he's been fantastic. Probably should be talked about more.
Absolutely.
Especially in that MVP
Well, he's
conversation.
an all-star. I mean, he's
He is.
going to be here for a reason.
Deservedly so. I mean, you could just see him dialed in that little slip ball into BWP.
Do we have it on in
We
the
do have
in
the
the
game on
background?
in the back.
Look at that digital
Digital-
HQ
we
right
got
here.
it down,
Got the NYC Red Bulls.
They just executed better, and I know there was some comments going back and forth amongst the coaches. Vieira was sent to the locker room right before that water break.
Yep.
Those two, it's interesting to see because this rivalry is now starting to take life.
It's starting to feel like an actual
Sometimes it seems
rivalry.
maybe a little bit forced. It took 90 seconds for these guys to mix it up. I was like, all right, here we go, let's go. And good goals, but Red Bulls were clinical on the day. David Villa had that one chance that he let go awry, and then Tommy Mack,
that goal was superb.
he hits a bomb,
strike.
but not enough on the day. The Red Bulls were the better team.
All right, Calen, we're going to get back to this week's action in just a bit, but right now we've got the first half of the season behind us. So I thought it'd be fun if you and I made some picks. So I want you to make your who is your first half MVP, the team that has surprised you the most, and a team that is currently sitting below the red line, but that you think is going to make a playoff push.
Okay, so starting off first half MVP, Nacho. Nacho Libre. Piatti. He's got 12 goals, 5 assists, I believe.
Yeah.
Now I think they're what, third or fourth?
They're in third right now, I think,
Okay. But he's led the line, especially when Drogba hasn't always been there. And now you see him come back to form.
Good
now
pick.
the results say that this team was doing actually better without Drogba. You saw this weekend. That's insane.
Yes.
They need him back there.
3
But
goals.
Piatti's been the man so far. The best player, the most exciting, fun guy to watch for me. Surprise team, Colorado. 15-game unbeaten streak.
Yep, I think a lot of people agree with that.
Who would have said that before the season? And then the team that I think can make a push, San Jose Earthquakes.
Yep.
4 points behind, and we're in San Jose. Yes. 4 points below the red line, but they have 2 games in hand over the rest of the Western Conference.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Good picks.
Yeah.
Good picks. All right, mine, MVP. Mauro Diaz.
Okay.
Dallas is in first place, and I think that he is a huge reason why. I think he's got 9 assists right now. Last year he only had 10 the entire season. I think that he's just
that bicycle kick assist should count for 2 or 3.
Exactly. He is just such an incredible playmaker. He's so good on the ball. I just love his vision. So he's my MVP. Team that has surprised me the most, not in a good way, the Sounders. Yikes.
Tough week for them.
Yeah, I thought
3-0, right?
I thought that their win against Dallas was going to kind of give them a boost. They scored 5 goals, and they just kind of reverted back to form. Cannot get it together. So
that's actually getting worse.
It's getting worse, and that's no bueno. And my team that I think is going to make a playoff push, I think Orlando. And here's why. I think that with the coaching change, with Jason Kreis coming in, I think that always kind of energizes people. They just, this weekend, they came back from a 2-goal deficit against Columbus to tie it up.
Kyle Laren.
Got 1 point. Your boy Kyle Laren. There's a lot of talent. Laren, Kaká, Molino. I think that they have the tools to do it, and I think that coaching change is going to
When
help.
Jason Kreis was looking at, I'm sure, these different opportunities and potential expansion teams down the road, if I'm him, you look at that cupboard is full in Orlando City. You've got a young striker, probably the best young striker in the league, in Kyle Laren, Kaká, Saren. There's a lot of quality on that team. I think once he gets to mold it a little bit, I think you're right. They could be a team that can get it. They're not that far off right now.
No, they're not. And earlier on Facebook Live, we asked some of our viewers to weigh in on their MVP, and Mr. Honorata, I think is his last name, he said David Villa.
Yeah, I was close to picking him too.
Obvi.
NYCFC is a surprise. They were not in the playoffs last year. They're near the top of the table. Have been in first for long stretches. And it's been David Villa. I mean, Tommy McNamara has been excellent. But just like you see in that last game, when David Villa doesn't score or doesn't fire on frame, they don't get results. And when he does, they're excellent. So
Absolutely.
He's the man that makes it go for them.
All right, well, back to the action this weekend, and there were plenty of other games that you could have watched on national TV or MLS Live, and we're going to talk about the game that you said you were looking forward to. We've got Colorado and Dallas ends in a 1-1 draw, but we got to talk about that goal from Victor Ulloa. What a strike!
Nothing Tim Howard could do about that one. I mean, he takes it down well and then just fires into the upper corner.
I know, in the 82nd minute too.
Yeah, but Colorado's still unbeaten in 15. You know, that to me is still the scariest team to go against looking at the playoffs right now in the West.
All right, and a Javon Watson goal in the 85th minute gives the Revs a 1-0 win, and more importantly, puts them over the red line in the Eastern Conference. But Calen, do you see them staying there?
Sean Johnson gets caught a little bit. He had an excellent game leading up to this point, but makes the one mistake. That's the cruel part of being a goalkeeper. Javon Watson, right place, right time, finishes it well. New England above the red line. I think they have a good chance of staying there, but they need to get a little bit more consistent run of results.
All right, and let's take it out to Portland. I was actually at this match, the Timbers taking on the Galaxy. We saw 2 quick goals from Jazzy Zardes and Robbie Keane. They end up with a 2-1 win over the Timbers. And this one, got to talk about the LA's defensive effort, especially in a hostile territory. This was a big win for them.
Tough place to play. I don't really want to talk about the defensive effort, though. The Robbie Keane's movement, I had such a treat to watch him play. And then Boateng. He was excellent. His first touch on that second goal to set up Jossie was incredible. But the exciting part and the fun part for me is always after the game. The post-match pressers from Bruce Arena are my favorite thing to watch. Must-watch TV now. He actually called people morons. He called the media morons. He's like, these morons are going to say that they outshot us and it doesn't matter because the only analytic that matters in soccer is the result. At any time, he's got a great point. Sort of like he does it in a cool way too. Just Jay-Z, just watch the throne. I almost felt like he was gonna like show his rings to the camera. Bruce,
that would have been awesome.
Bruce is my hero, basically.
All right, so Calen, last week I asked all our viewers to help me out in finding a name for my show. Got some good ones. We had like Kicking It Around, Fresh Off the Pitch,
these
Soccer
are the good ones. What are the bad ones?
Come on, no, it was good.
Those are okay.
They're all very helpful. It's still a working title.
What happened to my suggestion? BTW.
It's still in the running. BTW is still in the running. We have to just nail it down. But I just want to thank everybody for helping me out. And feel free if inspiration strikes, just hit us up. Let me know.
The show looks cool. Jake Gleason seems like an awesome dude.
He was so much fun. We had a blast. He's a really, really, really cool guy. Calen.
Yeah.
So this is a big week for us. We've got
All-Star.
a lot going on for All-Star Week in San Jose. What are you looking forward to most?
I'm gonna be in the EA Skills Challenge against
my goodness.
Mackenzie Thurkill and Stephen Keel.
Really?
From Kick. Yeah,
How are you feeling about this?
I've been training a little bit. Heath Pierce and I have been doing some work in New York City, so I've been working on it.
Oh, I look forward to that.
Other than that, I'm just gonna hang around here and try and look like I'm doing news stuff.
you're
I've got
busy?
my little notebook. So
You're
I'm
very
just
professional
throwing
right
on this.
now.
I think if celebrities or people come by, I'm just gonna throw papers around and look like I'm trying to doing something very important.
Totally. You look very busy. You're nailing
it working?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We've got to jet because we've got a lot of stuff to do. He's got to get ready to introduce Flo Rida. But thank you so much for watching. And remember, for all your All-Star coverage, you should stay tuned to MLSsoccer.com. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.